I lost weight by eating more whole foods. Sweet honey child, what you are actually doing is switching a healthier palate to a scant one, and your body thinks it's fighting famine because you wanted to eat 2 quail eggs and brown rice or salmon without seasoning, and tofu for 6 eggs. Okay, but breakfast salmon slaps though. Also, the second I saw Whole Foods, I was thinking of the grocery store. I was like, no, you don't lose weight, you lose your money. It's called whole paycheck for a reason. Hello everybody, and welcome back to another video for the day. We're going back into good old r/Fatlogic because honestly, I feel like I've been on a pretty good streak with the whole losing weight and everything. I haven't eaten any junk food. I got my big jug of water, and I feel like I'm doing pretty good. So hopefully I can help motivate other people. If you guys would like to be absolutely amazing, show your support, and see more videos like this one in the near future, be sure to hit that like button. Leave a comment down below to start up some wholesome internet discussions. Let me know down below like a really good healthy recipe because I'd love to learn to make new stuff. And if you guys have not already, subscribe to the channel, turn on the notifications. We're getting pretty close to that 70k. Okie let go. Today is #World Obesity Day, and if you're a clinician working in the eating disorder field while also treating obesity, for some reason that needed to be censored, congratulations, you are part of the dang problem. Today I thought I'd be extra visible because I'm the fattest I have ever been, and also the most free from my eating disorder I have ever been. I feel like those last two are very much contradictions. Binge eating disorder is also an eating disorder. Yes, it is, and also don't struggle with BED, but good job looking at my body and making judgments based on my size. Alright, how'd you get that big then? Probably a combination of starving myself since I am a child and genetics. I know your question wasn't in good faith, but there is a lot of data on what chronic restriction can do to a person's body. Yeah, I feel like we can debunk you right now by going through your recycle bin. I just read through a handful of comments, and I love the support of fat women, but I wonder, so I'm fat, right? But I'm a plus model, so I'm very confident and attractive and beautiful, and I don't seem to have any problems attracting men. Now, I didn't say they were quality men. That is a different post. LOL. But I have to be honest, I do not date fat men. I will not. Absolutely out of question. I'm not saying that fat men aren't valuable or they don't have something to offer, but I simply cannot imagine myself doing the under the sheet shuffle with a man who is obese with a huge stomach. Is that preference or fat phobic? I would call that a double standard. Like, I can understand not wanting to date somebody who's big because I can imagine that'd be a different lifestyle than what you're accustomed to, but at the same time, multiple times through this post, you said plus-size women, but fat men. That got the same vibes as guys saying, oh yeah, dudes and females. I know for a fact I can't be the only one that's noticed that. Diet culture. Wrap your burger in lettuce leaf to reduce carbs. Reality. That is a handheld salad, and our bodies need carbs. Ah yes, don't you just love it when your handheld salad is majority beef? Plus also stop whining about carbs, you got fries on both plates. And yeah, for myself, lettuce wrap isn't exactly my first choice. I still like proper buns, but if you do the right type of iceberg lettuce as cold and as crunchy as it can be, that can actually be a pretty good alternative. I like my lettuce hard, I don't like it flaccid. People will sit up here on social media all day long and talk about decolonize this or anti-oppression this and body positivity that, and will even comment on all of your photos about how beautiful you are, but will still never ever seriously approach, date, or get in a relationship with anybody other than thins and acceptable hourglass thicks / small fits. Y'all are freaking annoying and fake AF, TBH. Ah yes, I forgot about that lovely gatekeeping factor that is sprinkled in the r/Fatlogic every now and then, is the, you're not as big as me, so your point isn't as valued. Stuff like this is very much the type of thing that would just compel me to do more of whatever I'm doing because I know it's pissing you off for a very immature reason. If it ain't hurting you, then odds are I'm probably going to do it more just out of my own self-entertainment at that point. Getting upset over something that very much is is a non-issue is something that would just make the person not want to change their stride at all. Because you can guarantee this is the exact same person that would tell somebody, you need to not be posting that on Facebook, and it's not even their account. So, God forbid you know where the unfriend button is. I'm fighting for my life whenever I go to the doctor and she tells me I am obese. I'm a size 8/10. How the F do these people have time to care about anyone else's health? Touch grass, I beg. Yeah, God forbid you go to the doctor and the doctor, does some doctoring. Let's be honest, if anybody should be touching grass, it should be you. Plus, you do realize when the doctor classifies you as obese, they're going by the scientific method. They're not calling you a name. Like, for myself, my healthy weight for a 5'9" tall person would be 130 to 160. Overweight would be anything above 160 to, say, 190. And personally, I'm just over 200 right now, so I would be classified as obese. Before trying to allow myself to eat what I want, but not too much. Portion control is good. During creating an abundance mindset, there's no such thing as too much. After, I can eat what I want and trust my body to cue me when to stop. Yes, because that's how sugar addiction works. Okay, let's be real here. The only body indicator your body's ever going to give you when you eat too much sugar, that's called hyperglycemia. And even then, some people wouldn't stop. My family has a genetic history of developing diabetes. I would very much like to not follow that trend. The thing I don't like about World War II Germany movies is they buy into the fatphobic myth that everyone can get skinny if they just stop eating. If there were ever a real one of those, there would be more fat femme physique represented. Big ol' Lizzos. I'm sorry, what? This is the type of person where I feel like they need to be reading books before they get access to internet, because how do you see something very bad happen in history and not only deny it, but also question, where are the fat people? But dingbat here don't realize that the people in those camps were likely given bread, like one piece of bread every other day. They weren't skinny, they were severely malnourished. If you have to work out to be thin, if you have to eat better to be thin, if you have to starve or fast to be thin, if you have to diet to be thin, if you have to take vitamins/supplements to be thin, if you have to go out of your way to be thin, you are naturally fat. Love it. Alright, riddle me this one, Friar Schmuck. Why was it that the first 20 pounds I lost when I decided to start dieting was just from me not eating excessively? I didn't do anything that was out of the way. I literally just stopped drinking soda. Riddle me that one, Friar Schmuck. Literally, the only thing I drink right now outside of regular water is just Gamer Supps. By the way, Gamer Supps, please, can you approve one of my partnering applications? God dang it. When I worked at a funeral home, people over a certain size cost more to bury. So I was telling this woman how much it was going to be to cremate her daughter and explaining the extra cost, and she goes, so I have to pay more because she's fat? I had to put the phone down for a second. No, but literally we need to talk about how fatphobia affects us even in death. Okay, but how does a person not understand that if a person is bigger, then they'll take up more space when they get buried? I don't know why some people don't understand that. It's the same type of logic that goes into people complaining why they don't have like a quadruple XL, or when they do have it, it costs more. Because it doesn't happen as often, somebody coming in to do that, and when it does, it's more so you have to go out of your way to make sure that that product is available or that service can be done of the sort, and trying to adjust for a larger size can be a whole lot of different factors in it all. When I say I'm a hater at heart, I don't mean it in an ew, I hate her makeup and style kind of way. I mean it in an, if I find out a fatphobic person is on a diet, I'll eat a full course hot meal in front of them while meticulously wafting the scent in their direction and making absolutely sure they know how freaking good it is kind of way. You do realize that this implies you actually get invited out somewhere, right? Because I feel like that's not going to work out for you. Because I'll tell you this right now, I don't invite somebody out randomly if I don't know them, because it's not like you have to get to know somebody before you ask them out or not. Doesn't matter if it's a date or just going out for lunch. It's definitely you have to know the person before they go out to get a meal with you. And even if it does get to the point where they're sitting down and eating food, if you do the whole wafting thing, it's like, all right, thank you for training me to control myself. Like, I know you're not the definition of self-control, but thank you for helping me out with mine. Plain mad. I'm a size 22, and airlines should give free extra seats. People don't get how hard it is to be fat, says this person. So let me get this straight right now. Free seats to people that just don't take care of their body or are 500 pounds, but not free extra seating for people like Andre the Giant or people that have disabilities. Got it. I actually had to look it up to see how big you needed to be in order to be told to buy a second seat, and there isn't actually a weight limit for how heavy you can be on a flight, but the regulations state that if your body extends more than 1 inch past the armrest, you will need to buy a ticket for a second seat. Basically, if you're overflowing into the person next to you. And as far as I know, that don't happen until like 350 pounds. I mean, I've flown when I was 230, 240 even, and I was far from hitting the sides of the armrest. And I was in economy. Not gonna lie, I am scared of skinny people. I'm often uncomfortable near them, not because they are skinny, but because they are most likely to treat me like dookie because I'm not. I can very much understand the social anxiety and the fear of the unknown tied to this thought, because I was very much bullied because of my weight going through high school and majority of grade school actually. It really did suck. But after high school, you come to realize, like, not everybody is like that, and if you ever do happen to run into somebody who acts like that, it's guaranteed that the people around you are not going to all think the same way, and hopefully somebody steps up to help defend you. But when it comes to human beings, they might not be the nicest animals and all, whatever, but they're not all bad apples. Your only personality trait is that you are skinny. No one actually loves you or cares about you. You'll go through your whole life wondering if people actually love you for you, and spoiler alert, babe, they do not. No one you know actually loves you for you. You are skinny and have no other redeeming qualities as a human being. You'll never know real love. You go your whole life thriving to be as thin and desirable as possible, only to end up alone and realizing that people don't actually care about you or love you in any capacity. You are literally just thin. You have no personality, sweetheart, no redeeming qualities, nothing of value about you whatsoever, but you are skinny, so there's that. Yeah, well, the person may be skinny, but at least they're not acting like a capital D for dong. Anybody acting like this will very much shrivel up the second this screenshot were to go on Facebook to show exactly just how this person acts. Content warning, capitalist fat shaming. Oh boy. Hey y'all, not to cottagecore, but this is the only group where I feel safe talking about this. I'm currently wedged into a seat on a plane from Amsterdam to the US and started crying because I barely fit. Read, don't fit without my hip lifting the armrest and can hardly get the seatbelt to latch. How do y'all deal with this? I mean, it's everywhere. Chairs don't fit us, but this is expensive. For the cost of an international flight, a person should expect a seat that accommodates them without having to pay extra for an upgraded seat to buy 2 seats, and the average seat width is down to 17 inches, formerly 18.5 inches, so it's getting worse. I texted my partner in tears, and he went off on how sick it is that capitalist greed makes people feel this way, trying to get more money out of customers rather than treating them like human beings. Here's the best, and I appreciate it, but I still hate this feeling. Edited to add, thank you so much for all your support and solidarity. It means such a great value to me. A gentle reminder that most people, including me, cannot afford to pay for first/business class upgrades, or even to front the cost of 2 economy seats and the expectation that the second seat will be refunded. And again, even those of us who can afford it should not have to pay more than our smaller fellow travelers. The tips on Southwest and other airlines offering free reseatings to give extra space are great. It seems they learned their lesson after the catastrophe with Kevin Smith, which is gratifying. Why are there so many people that don't realize that when it comes to flying a plane, there's these things called weight distribution and physics? Plus, all this complaining you're making about the seat you're sitting in, how do you think the dude next to you feels? But with that is going to have to be it with the video. If you guys would love to be absolutely amazing, show your support, and see more videos like this one in the near future, be sure to hit that like button, leave a comment down below to start up the wholesome internet discussions, and if you guys have not already, subscribe to the channel and turn on the notifications. I'll be sure to see you guys in the next one. Thank you so much for watching, and bye-bye.